temporary apparently, but
That's weird.
I don't know if he's coming back to Harvard at all, or just. I mean, I went to one person, they're like, oh, he just left school. One person said first he went to Cambridge, and I was like, I checked all around Cambridge, and no one knows anything.
And
then someone else said that, oh, he's going to another company, and I was like, okay.
Same sort of
He just crashed mail on the iPhone.
Where's she
Searching for Jason Allen, I found him, and I clicked on his name, and I literally crashed. How much does that happen?
That might have been some kind of trap.
Look, it's black. The screen is black. I'm telling you, Steve Jobs is the Antichrist. I have an Android phone in my bag, and I'm gonna use it.
But yeah, someone told me
Oh,
that.
no, actually, it's just a power issue. Oh,
Are
actually,
we on camera? Are we on camera?
Yeah.
All right.
Hi, Diane.
do we have Wi-Fi?
We missed you.
Actually,
All right,
we can
really
do.
back.
Enjoy your trip.
Is that close enough?
You're all in.
All right.
You're all in.
I'm just having a
I'm looking to see if I have a
Diana, your
contact
name
for
has come up
Jason.
so many times that we had to include you.
We missed you.
So I have jason.alvarez@gmail.com.
Oh, good.
Okay,
That's
so
not
that's,
Harvard.
yeah.
Yeah, shoot him an email there.
So just to bring you up to date, we're trying to figure out what Jason did. We've heard he's left his job.
Jason Alvarez left Harvard, left
know
the
when
state,
he
left
is?
the country
Left the
apparently.
country.
Yeah, he's in South America. That's what you think.
That's the last I heard. I don't
He's
know
on
how
one
true
of
that
those gold miner shows, I bet. Like,
Motorcycle
down under.
Did this happen in like June? Did that, I mean December?
No,
Did it happen in January? I mean when?
Well, apparently in December, and this is if the information I received is correct, there was like, there was an announcement that he's leaving, and then there was like a going away party. And I heard about it after it happened, and then I said, well, let me call him. And they were like, he's already gone.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, well, I didn't hear, where he was going.
What would you hear after? You're at Harvard.
Well,
He's in
I'm
a
in
different
a
department.
different building, different department, and different school technically. So, we cross once in a while, but we kind of make an effort to. But yeah, I wasn't like on his list of
So who's
employees.
probably the tightest with Jason that wants to send him? I think if it comes from me, it's going to seem like it's out of left field.
I'd feel comfortable.
Okay,
emailing
it's
him.
just jason.alvarez@gmail.com.
Yep.
Yeah, 'cause I was like,
So you missed, you did miss, we had another member of our group that left a little while ago. His name is David Ng, and he joined our meetup just because he saw the meetup group, it sounded interesting. He does some various projects, works from home, and thought that, be a good fit, but he unfortunately left already, so.
Diana, we had the coolest conversation going like 10 minutes ago. People were sparking, people were animated, they were out of their seats, there was sweat coming out of that woman's head. And I said, pause. Okay, I want you to go right back to that, but get a camera, we want to record this for...
And now we're still burnt out.
Now it's like,
He's still gonna have the bottle, so if you don't drink it, you drink it.
Break that down, I want a glass right now.
Wine and cookies.
Wine and cookies, yeah.
Well, there's, I can break the chips out again, and there's nuts in it.
But seriously, so we are gonna actually form, Diana, this is for you. Next month, we are gonna be at Harvard in a classroom with remote capability so that you will be there. Not just in spirit, but in voice, enthusiasm, and in whatever else you're in. In Germany.
Germany.
Okay,
So
so,
we don't have
so
wireless here?
there is a public
It's hard to
wireless.
do it.
I'm on right now.
Okay.
So,
there is.
so the question is,
Yeah.
did we work
I'm
out
just
all the
using my-
details we needed to for next month? Remember you?
No, we didn't come up with the dates yet.
So
We worked out none of the details for next month.
Right.
Diana, do you want to chime in? When should we
We
meet?
went through what everybody's working on.
No, we did come
We
up with
didn't know what
it.
he's
It sounds
working
like
wait, did Margaret already
weeknights.
do her thing while I was
Yes,
out
oh my
talking
God,
about
that's
kids?
why we come
Oh,
together.
you missed the epiphany?
Capital M-O.
So,
Can you summarize this?
Steve,
I really wanna know.
we're engaged. And I haven't even seen her in how long? Like, it's amazing.
So she's finally getting
Gonna write a
to
technology plan for 2 years, yeah.
do. So, had you ever taught before?
No, not like in a formal way
And
at
where are
all.
you teaching?
So she's.
I only try
She
to
is
teach my
straightforward.
classmates.
Oh, right, yeah, that was like.
In middle school,
Yeah.
At St. Peter's in Cambridge, which is right outside of Harvard Square.
Okay.
Yeah, so
That's
I
elementary
wrote my like undergraduate thesis on the theory practice gap in education, and then 30 seconds later, I'm at this school that needs to come up with a technology plan, and somehow I am the most qualified or interested. Qualified is really, needs like big air quotes to use, because I'm not really credentialed, but I'm most interested, so I'm getting to be involved and maybe work on all of these projects.
Oh, so exciting.
So from an ed tech point of view, or applying your teaching?
So I'm like working as a sped teacher and taking like small groups of middle schoolers mostly, and then kindergarten is like another room that they needed help with, which I love to do. So I do like, I use my UBD sort of, my background is in UBD, is what I say to everyone that knows that I'm YouTube trained and have this class, and that one at school too.
Yeah.
That's my background.
That's fun.
I've just produced, activities, like the teacher will let me know that they want to do this kind of a thing, or this is coming up, and like whatever's in the curriculum is really lame, and she'd like something else, and then I'm like, yes, I will definitely work on that, and then
How much time do you have to
then
prepare
I do
something?
it. I have a few prep periods, but a lot of it's like the sped prep time, so they have a bunch of kids who they say, they don't promise to be able to meet their IEP accommodations and modifications and requirements in any way, because it is such a small school,
Right,
but
private
these are the
school, public
kids
school is so different.
whose families still want them to be there, and it's hopefully still a good fit, but there's definitely tons of need for sure. So I'm doing a lot of like modifying the assignments so that they can, like, things that seem so simple to me that nobody's done for them, like a kid who has a hard time, he needs to produce this lab report. He has a computer or an iPad, but it's still hard for him to look at the rubric and example and then all the data and even keep track of that stuff. So helping that to sort of be in one place. I've been making a lot of templates, which I also love, because that's just like moving boxes around. So that's one of like
And you wanna know the
2
scary
million
thing?
questions that I
Is
have.
that, now I started out, I was as a student teacher when I first got into the classroom.
Yeah.
I was a teacher's aide, and I was working with special needs kids in the classroom, and I would design literally these templates to help the 4 or 5 kids in the class that were on these IEPs. And my teacher had the good wisdom to say, do you mind if I make 100 copies of that and give it to every single student, because they all need help with organization, and this will really help them to facilitate doing the lab in a way that still gets the essential pieces out of it, but that they're not trying to draw the stuff from here and stuff from there. And a lot of times these organizational things that I created for my students, he would often say, can I use it for the regular? And so when I became a regular teacher, you know, that was one of the things I became really good at, creating sort of these black line, reproducible things that really could be, especially when a student misses a day or 2 of school, right? And he's expected to know that stuff.
To bridge the
So
gap between
here's a
the
way I
assignment
could give
and
them,
working,
something that's, some of the hard work is done, but it still gives them the essence of the lesson, and they can still, you know, do stuff. So that's,
And
I mean,
I
middle schools
love-
need help with.
Like fixing, solving, or identifying those, because that could
And cool graphic organizers come in all
change-
different shapes, forms, and-
derail, someone, and then they maybe won't be able to get to it, or.
But it doesn't seem like right? I had a student who just,
To reduce
it was
that.
just, it looks so big to him, he doesn't even want to get started. He's perfectly capable of doing it. So as soon as it gets chunked for him into smaller pieces, boom, he flies right through it. It's the same sort of thing. It's helping them with whatever their particular.
Now, I
So
should
many blocks.
mention, I'm gonna break a little bit of confidence here, I hope you don't mind, but Steve is kind of underemployed. He's been on sabbatical for like 7 years at this point, and he needs a way to ease back into sharing his enthusiasm for science and technology.
Sped 5, maybe, yeah.
Yes, good vibes.
What is sped
Well,
But
five?
if, I'm just thinking,
She's the fourth
if
sped person,
you
so
were
she's
able to
the
bring in a
sped
couple
forward.
For,
intermittent low hour, like,
Yeah, I've already promoted myself to just about assistant principal, I think at this point. Nobody has
No
any
pay
idea what
raise,
I
but
do. Right,
your
right.
title's really good.
Yeah. Nobody has any idea what I do because I frequently have like a few 5-year-olds behind me, and then I'm also like asking the middle schoolers
Man.
about their math. Yeah. I like
See,
to use
that's-
hallway time.
That's great.
Web design was like that in the 90s. In the
Mhm.
90s, if you had any web design skill at all, you could get hired anywhere
Yeah.
and for any salary. Like 2 years out of college, I was made a producer at a television station in LA on the Paramount lot. Like, it would take 20 years to do that through the newsroom, but web design. Like,
Right.
oh, we need all this stuff online.
That
Like,
was a
Right.
TV stations and
And you really
didn't
do
have
it, or
websites.
you, were you
like-
winging it, or you could really do it?
I was winging it when I got hired. No, I had taken
It gets you in the
that
door.
one class. I certainly knew more about web design than anyone else, not just at there, but probably at Viacom. Like they were flying me to New York, and I was consulting for all their stations. And it was crazy. But all that by way of saying, now I think instructional design
Died on his horn.
is what web design was then.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's a whole, because of remote learning, it's
Yeah.
like that has, it's, it's when Google started, and which transformed the web, or eBay or Amazon or those.
Oh, you don't remember Mosaic then?
Oh,
I remember
Mosaic was the first browser I used.
I have a Mosaic pin from NCSA.
Mosaic came out halfway through my undergrad. I mean, I straddled both worlds, like, completely. I didn't have an email address until I was a junior.
Is that
I had
what
Wait,
it
on
is?
my
What is
word.
that?
That's a
Just
more.
I had email.
Normally the
When it was-
T.
Okay,
Several
Steve, now you
votes.
do need to go down and get his pass.
It's really accurate now.
I had
I think somebody's laying on the
so
tracks.
first, at one point, it was, I
The
was
T's
using
not moving.
BitNet still. I was
Yeah.
sending stuff to people.
That is the horn,
BitNet.
right?
Yeah, we had telnet.
It's getting softer too.
I know, it's funny.
I mean, I had a 300 baud modem in the early 80s once a TV
Weird.
show Whiz Kids turned me onto the whole idea of dialing up.
I used to watch that.
Center. I
What show?
Whiz Kids.
the hardest day of my
The star was a
tween
kid
life was
from
when I
Little
was
House on the
grounded and
Prairie.
missed a whole.
Oh.
Yeah, the kid.
He was on Little
He was
House.
like, yeah.
He was like some kid they took in one of the later
It was like
seasons.
these 4 kids, and he had a robotic arm in his bedroom hooked up to his computer. Like,
Yeah.
it was the coolest show of all
Wow,
time.
so
I
they
was.
weren't
It
programming
was back in
just-
like the Commodore, Atari, Apple II era, I think.
Hey,
It was
my
the
days.
fall after War Games was a big hit. So
Yeah.
like, I think War Games was 83, WizKids must have been 84.
Yeah.
It was right there, and I had a
That's
Commodore
a great movie. It
64.
still is.
It
You watch
still
it
is.
again.
What,
It
Whiz
is.
Kids
It
are.
totally
Oh,
holds
War
up.
Games, yeah.
Totally
It holds up, yeah.
Not only holds up, it's like, I think The Social Network is the movie for now. Like, I think it's the War Games movie of like people, a lot of people didn't get it. It didn't actually do all that well at the box office considering all the power behind it, like David Fincher and the cast and everything.
Alright.
But yeah, you
I
look
haven't
at
seen
War
that,
Games, and
actually.
War Games it's Minecraft and the National Security Agency and Al Qaeda, and like you're looking at it going, oh my god, it's all there. Matthew Broderick's so cute.
Life imitates art.
But he MacGyvered his way out of so many, right? He just.
Well, remember, it starts. He's a hacker. The
Right,
first thing you
exactly.
see him do is hack
Into-
a telephone. No, I mean like a
Use a
payphone.
coupler.
He knows how to use a payphone.
And-